Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Gushyate yasya nagare rangayatra dhine dhine tamaham sirasa vande rajanam kulashekaram kumbe punarvaso jhatam kerale cholapattane kaustubhanam dharadisham kulashekaram asriye. Last time when we met, we did the 28th Śloka, where the Lord is willing to give himself to us, and he is standing there forever, hoping one day or the other that we will ask for him rather than asking for other things which we think are the precious things, rather than asking Krishna himself. Therefore, Arva, King Kulashekaram, questioned us, why do some people then go to other devatas, so-called human god, wash their feet and try to get something out of those devatas or those so-called man gods, which are perishable, which are temporary. Why don't they understand the reality, the truth, and the position, the sambandha, the relationship that every jivatma has with Paramatma, the Supreme Bhagavan, Sri Krishna? Why can't they simply surrender at the lotus feet of Sri Krishna, Sri Natha, Purushottama, Sri Trijagatam Ekadipati, Narayana? Certainly, if they can't do this, then it's very obvious that they must be dumb, foolish, pitiable, conditioned souls. Nate naha purushat purushottame trijagatam ekadipe chetasa sevasya padasya dhatri sure narayane tishtati. When he is standing, yam kanchit purushadhamam katipaya gramesham alpartatham sevaye mrigamahe naram aho mukha varaka vayam, where he says that they're all foolish people. They don't understand the truth. Therefore, they're running behind these Gramya Devata who cannot do anything. Therefore, they're Purusha Adhamam, the lowest of mankind. He goes to the extreme of giving certification to those who do not worship Krishna, or those who think Krishna to be one among the other devatas, they are purushadamam. They are lower born, they are in lower consciousness, and they are the one who goes and worship various devatas when Krishna is there. Having said this one, in today's verse, another beautiful verse is taking position of condemning or chastising or chasing away that one personification or personality who is very difficult to chase away. So if you have someone who's great and who's very powerful, more than great, very powerful, then in front of that powerful person, we tend to be a little humble and slow and submissive and so forth. Because he's very powerful, he can do anything. Someone called me a few days back, Lal, is this person part of your so-and-so organization? If so, be careful. He is very powerful. He is so very powerful, he can do anything. So just be watch out about this person. I know you all have a big project that's going on, but be careful with this person. So likewise, when the person is very powerful, we cannot tend to do anything with that powerful person. Whereas in the other hand, here King Kulashekara is taking a brave, courageous position where he is warning, chastising, or wanting to kick off this one personality. And that is Madana. Madana means a Cupid, the lord of desire, the lord of lust. So Kulashekara is telling, do not ever think of getting me engaged in your service, because I'm already engaged in someone else's service and you cannot take me out. Number one. Number two, do not think that you can occupy me, my heart, my mind, my senses, because my heart, my mind, and senses are all fully sold out to that one personality who's occupied my heart already. This is the theme of this Śloka number 29. Beautiful Śloka, must Śloka. So it's also beautiful Śloka, especially if we are in any position for that matter. It doesn't really matter whether you're a brahmachari, grahastha, vanaprastha, sannyasa. Everyone must know this Śloka and understand the meaning of this Śloka, because it's important. Anyone at any given point of any time in our life, we may get pulled or pushed into this sort of things where we will forget Krishna. We get engaged so much so into other activities where we will forget Krishna totally. And this even happened to great sages like Vishwamitra. Also of the Alvar, there's one great Alvar by name called Tondaradi Pudi Alvar, was a great devotee. He also fell down, slipped, and went into a different direction. So there are many, many great stories. Or Bilba Mangal Thakur is another wonderful example, not wonderful example, is an example where he also fell off. We see story of Ajamila, who was a nice person, but then he also fell into some trap. So therefore, this Madana, whose Cupid is so very strong and powerful, it's waiting for an opportunity to somehow or the other release this arrow into our heart to develop and increase the desire towards other things. So that's Madana, and that's where Alvar, Kulashekara Alvar is telling, do not play with me. I don't think me to be one among the others. I'm different. Why? Because my heart has been already occupied. You don't have any space to come and be inside. Madana parihara sthitiṃ madīyē manasi mukunda-pada-aravinda-dhāmni hara-nayana kṛśānunā smarasi na cakra-parākramaṃ murārēḥ. This is a beautiful Śloka. So let's go by word, and then we'll deep dive into the lines of this beautiful Śloka. Madana is again, Madana means Cupid, the god of Madan. Kandharpa is also another name. Madana, Ananga is also another name. These are different names for that one deity or one personality who is god of lust and desire. His wife name is Rati. So madana, parihara means give up. Paripyaha, you must have heard this word. Paripyaha means completely give up, completely abandon. So Alvar is telling to madana, so that give up, abandon, sthitiṃ, the condition of wanting to madīyē, be in my mind, in my heart. Give up the idea of wanting to be in a state or a condition or wanting to dwell into my mind or my heart. Madana parihara sthitiṃ madīyē. Madana is asking now, just assume there's a conversation going between the Cupid and Kulashekara. Having Kulashekara said this one, Madana parihara sthitiṃ madīyē, now the Cupid is asking back, why should I abandon your mind? Why? Because, Alvar is saying, because manasi mukunda-pada-aravinda-dhāmni. He says, manasi, in my mind, mukunda-pada-aravinda-dhāmni. Dhamam means abode, a place or a resident, dham. Holy dham we say, right? Dham. Vaikunta dham, Goloka dham, Ayodhya dham, like that. Dhāmni means an abode, the place where something resides or someone resides is called dhāmni. What is residing in my mind? Manasi pada-aravindam. Pada-aravindam. Pada means the feet. Aravindam means the lotus. Therefore, in my heart, in my mind, pada-aravindam, lotus feet is been already occupied and residing in my, have taken place, dhāmni, in my heart. Whose lotus feet? Well, when you say lotus feet, it's only one person's lotus feet. That is mukunda-pada-aravinda-dhāmni. Manasi mukunda-pada-aravinda-dhāmni. And Madana is saying that, well, so what? He can be in one corner and I can be in another corner. I can also stay there, although I have no problem. Sometimes people accommodate, when you accommodate, especially you are a student, students are always try to find ways and means to cut down their cost, expense. Right? They're students. It's obvious. Every one of us have done when we came out of our house. We try to share accommodation. We try to share the expenses that goes into the apartment. Everything is being shared. And there are students who are well-to-do. They don't like to share. They like to be on their own all the time. They like to have their own space. Whereas some get into 4-bedroom. And when I was in some place in Houston, there was another person with me, and we were sharing one room. It's a 3-bedroom apartment, but I was in one room with another person, and I like that there are almost 6 of us in one apartment sharing bedroom like it. So if you want to do cost cut, then you have to share. So likewise, Madana is saying that I have no problem. I've gone to America, did my studies, and therefore I've shared. I'm fine with it. I can also share with your Mukunda, no problem. Put me along with Mukunda, I'll stay there. Arva Singh, looks like you don't understand. You have forgotten your history. You have a long history, Madana. Therefore, I think you're taking a risk by wanting to be in my heart, along with Mukunda. Mukunda-pada-aravinda is going to be a problem for you. What history are you talking about that I don't know about myself? What is that you're talking about? Hara-nayana, kṛśānunā, kṛśō'si. Hara is Lord Shiva. Nayana means eyes. Hara-nayana means Lord Shiva's eyes. Kṛśānu means where Agni or the fire that came out of the eye of Lord Shiva has made you kṛśā'si. You have become weakened, emaciated, or you completely got burnt. Do you remember that story where Lord Shiva burnt you into ashes? Hara-nayana kṛśānunā. Do you remember that? Madana says, oh, that is past, that is history. What does that has to do with situation now? It's okay, that's happened has happened. Now I can occupy in your mind, in your heart, and stay inside. No problem. At that point of time, Alvar says, the last line of the Śloka where he says, smarasi na cakra-parākramaṃ murārēḥ. Murārēḥ Krishna's another name is Murari, that's Murārēḥ. Smarasi, I want to remind you something. The place that you are saying that you want to occupy and share accommodation with Mukunda is Murari. Murari is not going to stand by himself inside. He always carries chakra-yutam, Sudarshana Chakra, cakra-parākramaṃ, the invincible great chakra is right there with Murari. Remember that. That's all the sloka is. So smarasi, remember, you have to remember cakra-parākramaṃ. Cakra-parākramaṃ means chakra, the disc, the Sudarshana Chakra, which has a heroic power, which is equal to, is more than if you put thousands of sun together, how effulgent that would be. That is Sudarshana Chakra. Therefore, that is Murari, Sudarshana Chakra is there. I just want to remind you about that part. Just remember that. That's all he says. That's all he says. So, madana parihara sthitiṃ madīyē manasi mukunda-pada-aravinda-dhāmni hara-nayana kṛśānunā smarasi cakra-parākramaṃ murārēḥ. So, Arva tells Madana of the terrible consequences that he has suffered in the past by misbehaving with Lord Shiva. And Arva reminds Madana, Cupid, of the fact that he got into ashes because of Lord Shiva's anger. Lord Shiva opened the third eye and made him into ashes. I want to remind you that one. Therefore, if that could happen to you by Lord Shiva, remember my heart is already occupied by Mukunda, Murārēḥ. The situation is going to be very worse than what has happened to you in the past. Do not play fool all these games with me, because you will become an object of wrath of mighty Sudarshana in the hands of Mukunda Murari. So that is what is being told here. Madana parihara sthitiṃ madīyē manasi mukunda-pada-aravinda-dhāmni hara-nayana kṛśānunā smarasi cakra-parākramaṃ murārēḥ. So in Krishna, in Bhagavad Gita, yes, in the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, dhyayato vishayan pumsah sangatte supajayate sangat sanjayate kamaha kamat krodha abhijayate krodhat bhavati sammoha sammoha smriti vipramaha smriti samsat buddhinasah buddhinasat pranasyati. He says, smriti brahmsat buddhinasah buddhinasat pranasyati. Vrittinaso buddhinasat pranasyati. Dhyayato vishayan pumsah. What happens is that it gives a very beautiful sequence of what happens to one, how one falls down into this material pool. That is dhyayato vishayan pumsah. What happens is our eyes are wide open, and ears are, of course, it doesn't have a door. At least eyes has a door, ears doesn't have a door, and nose doesn't have a door. And mouth doesn't have a door, but it can close and open as it wants. Right? These are some senses that we have. And these senses, of course, the touch senses, always wanting to touch something, are always contemplating of wanting to attain some object. The object could be a matter, or it could be a living matter, living thing. It could be a living or a non-living thing. So we always contemplate on some object that attracts our eyes, ears, nose, or tongue, or touch, whatever it may be. It's always trying to, the objects are trying to always loiter and look for that which is attractive. Dhyayato vishayan pumsah. So we contemplate, when we get attracted to some object, we start contemplating that object. We want to somehow or the other start thinking of that particular object. I wish I have that. I wish I live with that. I wish whatever, right? So when we start contemplating on that particular object, sangatte supajayate. Sangatesha upajayate means then the attachment develops. We start developing attachment towards that particular object. When a stage comes in our life where we really desperately wanted that object, initial attraction and wanting in a surface level. But then when that attachment grows further, deeper and deeper and deeper, it becomes stronger. That means we become very desperate. I can't live without that. When I come to a point of desperation, I need that. I want that now. That stage is called kama. That stage is called kama. Now, I just want to say one more point. As we know, there is two things called sukham and dukkham. For a self-realized soul, sukham is when they are united with the self. That's why they are called self-realized soul. The happiness that they derive for the self-realized soul is a happiness derived through the internal process within themselves. And they don't look for their happiness from external objects. Their dukkham, for the self-realized soul, the dukkham is when they get separated from their self. In other words, for devotees, the sukham is when we are united with Krishna, and dukkham is when we get separated from Krishna. This is for the pure devotee. Whereas for other category of people, the sukham is when we get connected to the senses or the sense enjoyment, and dukkham is when we get disconnected from the sense enjoyment, from that object. Sukham is when I connected with an external object that gives me a pleasure, that is sukham. When that object disappears or when that object's been taken away by someone else. By the way, when I talk about object, it's not only literal object, it can also go to a point of name, fame, and prestige. This can also be, one can also get develop an attachment towards wanting to become, having name, fame, and prestige. That is also a problem, right? So the dukkham for such people or those people, or sukham is that when they get connected to those objects which gives me a pleasure to my senses and to my mind. And the dukkham is when those objects get disconnected from me, the sense enjoyment get disconnected from them. When that disconnection happens, what happens is that when something that I want in my life is being taken away by someone, or when not necessarily has to be taken away by someone, it could be the same person whom I love is no more lovable, right? Is no more reciprocating the way that he or she has to do, stopping my my senses and mind to enjoy that person. Then what happens? Kama krodha abhijayate. And that desire, when the desire does not get fulfilled, that changes into an anger because someone blocked. Someone is not reciprocating to my love. Someone is not appreciating what I did. Someone is not calling out my name in the list of services that I've done. That changes into anger. That changes into anger. When anger comes into the picture, that makes one lose the ability to discriminate what is right and what is wrong. Krodha bhavati sammoha, moham, sammoha. We are unable at that point of when anger comes, we are in a position of not able to discriminate between what is right and what is wrong. We lose our intelligence. Sammoha smriti vibhramaha. Sammoha smriti vibhramaha. At that point of time, we lose our memory. We lose our intelligence. At this stage of time, one does anything and everything. They don't consider what is right and what is wrong. They go to the extreme of throwing things off, screaming loud, yelling at people, calling bad names, and going to the point of even anything you can just imagine. They can go to any extreme because they're angry. Because they're angry, they lost their intelligence of right. What is dharma and what is adharma? In Ramayana is one of these fantastic itihasa that we all can take in our life seriously. Of course, Krishna Katha is wonderful, is enjoyable, but for human like us, how to lead our life, how to be a son, how to be a husband, how to be a wife, how to be a children, how to be a father, how to be a father-in-law, how to be a mother-in-law. You can just name how to be a brother, how to be a friend. I think I already told friend. Even how to be a enemy If you want to be an enemy of someone, that is also possible that we can learn from Ramayana, right? So it's important. Ramayana, what I was trying to say is, Rama did not get a bit of anger when he was being told the kingdom is not yours. He did not get angry at all, even a bit, even more. In fact, he became very happy. Well, I'm happy I can go out and spend some nice time in the forest. The point is, so therefore, when anger comes, we lose our intelligence, we lose our discriminating power, we will start doing anything and everything at this stage of time. We do not care for anything. Never fear of committing any mistakes. Even to the stage of killing others, person physically, or killing others' reputation. This is very sad that I'm in another group, in another leadership group, where there has been one letter has been posted. The letter has been posted with a band of that organization. Band, the logo of the organization is there, and it's exactly the same letterhead. And then the letter is saying that this person, so and so, has been blah 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 blah. It's just completely giving all the possible wrong things about that person. He is a sannyasi, by the way. Being a sannyasi, so many things has been put up on this place, and underneath it was signed by the authority of that particular organization. And then later it's been found out that that is not a real letter, it's been an AI generated letter. We have been started using the AI now in all these different ways also, to pull someone's name, fame, and prestige, and all sort of things. Everything is happening in the name of technology now. Technology is to be used for the nice purpose, but there are people within. By the way, these are also so-called practicing devotees. They create all the things also to bring someone name down. Therefore, these things happen. Why? Because my desire has been blocked by someone. My desire has been taken away by someone. I had some agenda. This person came and stopped me. Therefore, I'm going to show him a lesson. I will teach him a lesson by pulling him down, killing his reputation. This is all because Smriti Brahmasat Buddhinasaham. Buddhinasat Pranasyati. We fall down. When this happens, a person falls down. In contrary, if we see many things happening, many things around us. Yes, our eyes have to be kept open. My neighbor was telling that his father was walking down the steps. For a moment, his eye was taken away from the steps. He was just looking on his cell phone, and then he slipped from 2 steps, and then he broke both the legs, fractured. So little bit you take away your vision from this one, close your eyes, you'll fall down somewhere. Therefore, it's not that we have to close our eyes and start driving cars because there are billboards, attractive billboards. We cannot open the internet. It's not like that. We have to keep our eyes open, but block our eyes or put a filter into our eyes, what to see, what not to see, right? That we have to, Krishna has given us an intelligence. We can't say I'm not intelligent, then we are no more human. We are either animal or we are lower than the animal as matter, jada, as a matter. Therefore, we stop contemplating when we see, yes, this is nice, but let's not focus there. Just deviate from there. Just don't keep your eyes there or ears there. Just move out from that place. Therefore, what happens when we not contemplate on the sense object, that is, we don't do the dhyayato vishyan pumsaha, then naturally we won't get sangatte supajayate. We won't get attracted. We will get detached from that particular object. We'll get detached from that object. One becomes actually free from kama and krodha. Kama is what we are talking about in this particular sloka. Kama will be gone. Because kama is gone, krodha will also go away. Because krodha follows kama. How? Yeah, we'll see that very soon. Krodha is a follower of kama. When kama is not fulfilled, krodha takes over. When kama is fulfilled, krodha just stays there quietly, happy, because it's been taken care. I don't need to do anything. Therefore, we'll be free from Rajoguna. Rajoguna's 2 main children are Kama and Krodha, right? Kama and Krodha will go away, run away. Because, why? Because now that the attachment is not there, there is nothing need to be fulfilled. our intelligence is still short, we are able to discriminate what is right and what is bad, Therefore, Krishna very beautifully explains this in the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita, that in the 62nd and 63rd sloka of the second chapter, Dhyayato Vishayan Pumsaka, Sangattesu Upajayate, Sangat Sanjayate Kamaha, Kama Krodho Abhijayate, Krodhat Bhavati Sammoha, Sammohat Smriti Vipramaha. Mriti samsat buddhinasat pranasyati. Also in another place in third chapter, also Krishna says that beware. You have a desire that's not one time that you have to chase away. It keeps coming again and again and again. It's not one-time program where you chanted today, you did all these wonderful services, you heard the lecture, and then now you understand the seriousness of this karma. Now that we'll become a realized soul. Right after the class, you'll be surprised that the charge thing may stay there for some time, and again we see something attractive, again we hear something attractive, again we smell something attractive, we get the senses get pulled back. That's how it's been designed. Our senses and body and mind has been designed that way. Therefore, Krishna says, Kama yesha, Krodha yesha, these two things, and do not take them lightly, because these two are sons of Rajoguna, Samudbhava, Rajoguna Samudbhava. They are not ordinary poppies or sins that we can commit because of this. Mahashano Mahapapma, Vidhi Enam Iha Vairinam. So therefore, Krishna says in the third chapter that be watch out for these two great, unconquerable Kama and Krodha. They are the sons of Rajoguna, mode of passion. So be careful with this enemy. Therefore, when we are aware of these enemies, then you will act carefully. Now, why Krishna is saying that, and Arvar also over here is saying that anger is because of karma. How is these two are related? So this is something that every one of you can take a practical exercise, that when you have some time, everyone is so busy running around and doing services and whatever other things, chores that you all have, we all run and keep doing things, but then find a right suitable time and sit in a quiet place. Either take a note or a pen, or take your Excel sheet in a laptop or a computer or your iPad, whatever you have. Then start going back little days backward. Rewind your life. 1 day back, 2 days back, a week back, 2 weeks back, or a month back. Run for 1 month or 2 months or even a quarterly, just starting from this year, maybe from this year. What are the times when I got anger? Write down the list, incidents, right? Number 1, I got angry on January 1st because, why? The reason. Second point, I got angry because on my birthday because, what's the reason? So you write the date. I'm just paraphrasing or giving some idea. You don't need to remember all the dates, but just the incident that made you angry. This is when I got angry, and this is the reason why I got angry. We will be surprised. We'll be surprised when we see the reasons. It is quite obvious the reasons are due to karma. That's why I got angry. We don't need to sit and analyze those things. It's an individual exercise. We just go back and do this exercise. Why did I get angry? Because my desire is not being fulfilled, or because someone misunderstood my way of thinking of what I want to do, which is my idea of attachment to my ideas, my desire. So everything will boil down to that part of karma. Therefore, when karma is not fulfilled, obviously it's going to lead to anger. But interestingly, when we read Bhagavatam, gopis have karma. In Ramayana, the rishis in the forest where Rama met, they also had karma. The rishi patnis in Bhagavatam had karma. why to go all the way there? Even when we speak about bhakti, we speak about kama. We want to have love of God. Love? Love? Did you say love? Hey, come on. Love means it's something material. Why do you say love and all this thing to God? Love is not something nice. Kamam. Love means kamam. Therefore, there are two types of kamam. It's not one kama. There are two types of kama. One is called laukika kama. Another one is called vaidika kama. Laukika kama, vaidika kama. Now, what Alvar is saying over here to Madana, the Cupid, is that he want to make sure he doesn't let any laukika kama in his heart, but obviously he want his heart to be filled with vaidika kama, which is Krishna kama. Love of Krishna should fill our heart, but not the laukika means, by the way, laukika means worldly desire. Laukikam, loka, this loka is called loka, this world, right? That's called laukika. Laukika kama is a worldly desire or worldly lust that we have must be replaced with vaidika kama. Vaidika means the spiritual kama, which is love of God, which is Krishna kama. Therefore, usually it is said the purushartham are 4 in number, right? Some say purushartham is 5 in number. Some say purushartham is 3 in number. The 5 can be made into 3, or 3 and 5 are one and the same. Let me explain this one. What are the 4 purushartham? 4 purusha: dharma, artha, kama, and moksha. Dharma, artha, kama, moksha. This one. When we try to do things as per the Dharma Shastra and we get some artha, when we do our dharma as per the Dharma Shastra, we get artham. Artham means some wealth, something. With that wealth or car or a house or a husband or a wife or a children or whatever it may be, that artham, when we get that one, and then we start enjoying that we received. Therefore, dharma, artha, and kama. What great saints are saying is that of all this purushartham, even moksha is not great, kamam is great. This is something, shocking, because the sages and saints should not speak about kamam. Kamam is, remember, lust, desire of anything for that matter, right? That's not considered to be great is in the path of spirituality. When we speak about kama, that means, oh, that's not good. It's not going to help in your spiritual progress in Krishna consciousness. Whereas the great saints speak about kama to be the greater than anything else. Kama is greater than anything else. Why? This kama that they are talking is not laukika kama, is vaidika kama, is love of God, is Krishna kama. That kama is what Rishi Patni was aspiring for. That kama is what the gopis of Vrindavan was aspiring for. That kama is what the rishis of the in Ramayana were aspiring for towards Rama. So that kama is allowed. That kama is sanctioned. And that is the only kama which is sanctioned. Everything else should not be considered if we are serious in spiritual life. Therefore, therefore, we may ask the question, why is that Alvar is then not letting Madana to come into the heart, occupy the heart? Why? Because Madana's program is not Krishna Kama, it's Laukika Kama. When he comes, when we let him inside, he's going to take away everything. Therefore, Alvar is saying, I'm not interested in the Laukika Kama, I'm interested in the Vaidika Kama, which is Krishna Kama. You be away from this one. Why? Because you are Madana. You are Madana. But what I have in my heart is Madana Mohana. Madana Mohana is already in my heart, that is Krishna. Madana Mohan is already in my heart. You are just Madana, and you are not going to replace or take over or occupy my heart. Madana, my Madana Mohana will kick you out, or not kick you out, chop you out, because with this Sudarshana Chakra. This Sudarshana Chakra. So Alvar is telling, therefore, Kama, Madana, don't keep my mind as your Dhāmni. Don't keep my mind as your residence. Go look for someone else. Not my mind. Go. There are hundreds and thousands and millions of people where you have space to go and live happily. They are also happy to invite you. They enjoy your association. Go to their place, but not to me. Madana, why not? Well, it's not, because as I told you, it's occupied. Who's occupied? Mukunda-pada-aravinda-dhāmni. Mukunda-pada-aravinda-dhāmni. So, to control our senses and mind, this is the practical application Alvar is giving in this particular sloka. How to be away by the clutches of madana is giving an advice to us. In one way, this is an advice for all of us, that to control our senses and mind, it is not possible to tell them to stop. You just cannot tell that, hey, stop it. They're not. When we say something to someone to stop it, that's when they are going to do more of the same activity. Especially children are like that, right? When you tell the children not to do that one, they will do the same thing. They will do the same thing. Likewise, our mind and senses, when we tell them not to do and try to control our senses so much so, they will go out of control. They will go out of control. Therefore, it is not the best way to control our mind and senses by telling to them to stop doing what they are doing. Like how we approach the children when we don't want our children to do certain activities, then we engage them in another activity so they can forget this one. That's what we do. Hey, you keep on watching this device all the time. Well, here is what I have. I have this squishy thing. I have this toy and those things. I bought something for you, and they will drop the device and start playing with this one. They'll get engaged and they'll forget about the device, right? And that, like that, we also have to train our mind and senses not to stop them, but make them engage in something else by asking the eyes that wanting to look something, that laukika kama, we bring them back to the Vaidika Krishna Kama, bring them back to Krishna's beautiful form. Look at the beautiful form of Krishna, the Lord, beautiful deity form. The mouth, you want to eat something, eat Krishna Prasad. You want to talk bad about others. I have an alternate thing. Why don't you chant Krishna's name? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Why don't you do something like this? My dear tongue, my dear mouth. And why don't you want to hear about complaints of other people? When something is very interesting for everyone is to hear about someone else. The first degree, people think that first degree is to hear about themselves will please them. Of course, that is there. If anyone glorifies me, I become so happy. More than that is, if someone is criticizing and talking bad about others, it gives double the pleasure of even hearing about my glories. Double the pleasure. Because why? Because now that justifies I am greater than that person. When someone is coming and telling bad about other person, that means I am better than that person. Therefore, it gives me more joy. Stop this gramya katha. Stop this gossip. Stop the talking bad things about others. And just talk about Krishna Katha. Talk about Krishna Katha. That is, then we get the mind, rather than telling stop, engage in this one. Likewise, manasi, mind, start thinking about Mukunda, Murārēḥ, Madhusudanam, and more. Then just think about Krishna's pastime and hear more and more and more, where that when you hear more and more and more, study more and more and more, your mind becomes occupied with those subject matter. Therefore, there should be a dialogue happening between the manasi and I and mind should have a conversation. We have to tell the mind that my heart is already filled with mukunda-pada-aravinda-dhāmni. My heart is getting filled. I'm working towards that. Krishna is going to come over here. I'm cleansing my heart. Do not disturb me. And I'm cleaning my place. Where Krishna is coming, is there right there. You're sitting there. Then we have to have this conversation with our mind. Well, we may think, I am that mind. Whom are we talking about? Well, we are not the mind. We are not the intelligence. We are not our ego. We are not the body. We are not our senses. Mind is different entity by itself. Mind and I are not one and the same. Mind is just a transformer or a media between I, Atma, and the external objects. This is just an interface between me as Atma and the objects of outside world, right? That's just an interface, manasi. Therefore, I am not manasi. So we can always have the conversation with our mind, because mind and I are two different entities, two different things. The truth is that the Lord is actually very much interested in us. Whether we are interested in Krishna or not, the fact is that Krishna is interested in us. Why? Because we are his property. Anyone owns something, they'll be interested in that. If you park your car outside, you keep opening the windows over here and make sure the car is right there. No one has taken it. No one has thrown a stone and broken the glasses. So you want to make sure your car, but your eyes is on your car, not on the neighbor's car. Correct? We only focus on our car. Another example we can take. You go to a party, and there are hundreds and hundreds of people in the birthday party, or crowded. You go with your family, husband, wife, and children. And then there are children playing around. But of all the tens and hundreds of children who's playing around, you may be talking with your friends over there who gathered there, but then your eye is always on your child. Because the child is our property, we have to make sure my son, my daughter is safe. Like that. Krishna is very much interested in us than our interest towards Krishna. The property, the car which is standing outside, it's just there. It's not showing any sort of reciprocation to me. Right? Of course, you may say that it's car, it doesn't have intelligence. Well, the children also the same. The children are on their own way playing around. They don't constantly think about mom and dad. They just on their own thing. But then the parent takes the responsibility, want to make sure the children are safe. The children are safe. Children are safe. So, likewise, Krishna, the Lord, is very much interested in us because we are his property. Therefore, he wants to occupy our heart more than we want him to occupy our heart. But what we are doing is, we are so very careful. We are experienced people. This is not the first time we are living in this body, right? In this world. We have gone anadi kala janmam. Anadi kala janmam. We have gone life after life after life after life after life. So we become so very well experienced. So we become very smart that we are so very careful not to let Krishna inside our heart, but we are willing to let everything else other than Krishna into our heart. We have time, we have space to accommodate every single thing. A person, a living person, an object, or a problems, or hatred, or jealousy, ego. We have so much space in our heart to let all the things inside to take over. But Krishna, I am the one I'm supposed to be there. That's my place. It belongs to me. Well, when we realize, the one person who realized as a best example is Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad Maharaj realized when he was rolling off the hill, when he was pushed off the hill, he was holding on to the chest. Why? Because he understood kṛśaḥ-pada-aravinda-dhāmni. Manasi pada-aravinda-dhāmni, that he understood that Krishna, murārēḥ, mukunda-pada-aravindam, his lotus feet, is present in my heart. I have to protect him. I have to save him. I have to protect him. I don't want him to be, as I roll, I don't want to harm him. Therefore, he was holding. How many of us are holding to our chest, understanding that Krishna is present in our heart? The Lord is present not in Vaikuntha, not in any of these things, but he is present in the place of, in the heart of his devotees. One Alvar says, Nindradum, Irundadum, Kidandadum en Nenjule. It's a beautiful pasuram, a beautiful slokam, where this Alvar says that I don't need to go look for Krishna here and there and other places. Nindradum is standing, Irundadum is sitting, Kidandadam is lying down. Everything, whatever, whether he stands or whether he sits or whether he's lying down, it's all in my nenjule, in my heart. That's what he does inside. I don't need to go to Tirupati where he is standing. I don't need to go to Srirangam where he is lying down. I don't need to go any of these different places. He is in my heart all the time. But for many of us, we don't know that he is already there in our heart. He's already there. When you buy a product, the features of that product comes automatically with it. You just have to enable those features. It comes, but somehow the features are disabled. It's there, but it's been disabled because, for example, you use a YouTube. Everyone uses YouTube, right? But then if you pay and become a member, then the ads will stop. That means the feature is already there. Likewise, you have Alexa. There's already the Tesla, for example. You have a Tesla car. The feature is already there to self-drive, but you have to pay extra on a monthly basis or annual basis or however it is. That's a package, so they can enable that feature in the car. Likewise, the Lord is already within us. We just have to enable and able to understand His presence through the process of chanting, through the process of hearing, through the process of services, that we understand the Lord is already there. He is hidden there. He is hidden there. Therefore, why is the first question that we need to ask is, why is that He is within us? I don't want him. Just ask him to go and find someone else. I don't want him, but we cannot say that the reason is because we belong to him. Whether you agree or we don't agree, we all belong to him. Therefore, he is going to be present in our heart. And when he present there, he makes sure that we are safe. We are taken care. Whereas those other objects we have accommodated in our heart, my cell phone, my beautiful house, my wonderful children, we gave spaces to all these people and things in our heart, but they don't, being in our heart, they don't protect us. They don't do any of this thing. But the Lord, when He is present in our heart, He does everything that's needed good for us in our life. Like a beautiful story has been given. A son who gets angry with his mother. Mother says something. There was an argument between mother and the son, and then the son got angry, so much anger that he left the house. I don't want you anymore. You're not my mother. I'm just getting out of this place. And then left the house. Left the house and go where? He's a young child. Where is he going to go? So he don't know where to go. He went to the corner of the street, and there was some place where he sat down with anger. Children does this, right? They get angry. They don't talk. Even adult does this one. What to speak about children? The first thing that we can do when we get angry is stop talking, right? That's the easiest way that we try to show our anger. There are some people who will keep talking, scream and yell and all those things. There are other people who doesn't stop. They completely stop talking. Likewise, the children. This son, he stopped. He got out of the house. He went to the corner of the street. He sat quietly there. The mother was not happy. She was thinking, oh, my son is getting late now. He has to come back, take shower. He must be hungry. It's already 6 o'clock. He need to have his dinner. And she's in a condition where she's constantly thinking about her son. I need to do something for my son. I know that if I go to him and call him, he's not going to come. Whatever I do, he's not going to accept. If I do anything directly to him, he's not going to accept. He's angry with me. But he's hungry also. I got to feed my son. What to do? Then she sees a person who's walking by the street. He said, sir, come here. I packed some paratha, roti, sabji, idli, chutney, sambar. My son likes this one because she knows what her son's like. So she packed everything in a nice box, tiffin box, and gives to them. You see in the corner over there, you see under the tree, that boy is sitting there. Just give it to him. Give him as if you gave to him. Give him as if you gave to him. Don't tell him that I gave this to him. Because why? If he comes to know that mother gave, he'll throw the food out. He doesn't want that food. Therefore, you just say that, give to him. That's all. The man goes there. He said, hey, come. Looks like you're very hungry. What happened? Oh, don't talk to me. I'm very angry with my mother. She did this to me. She did not fulfill my thing, and then I'm angry. And forget about those things. Whatever your mother did, I'm not worried about that. Looks like you're hungry. Are you? The boy says, yes, I'm hungry. Okay, I got something for you. Eat. And the boy became very happy. He opened the box. He started eating. From the distance, the mother is watching through the windows. She becomes so very happy, so joyful, seeing her son eating the food. Krishna in our life, always trying to give us what is best for us. He doesn't come and tell us directly, hey, Lal Gopal, you know what I've done for you? You cry for this thing, but you know why I did this for you? There's a better thing for you in your life. Hey, you know why you're suffering like this? It's not actually a suffer. Otherwise, you would have suffered a lot. This is much better because I saved you. Krishna does this all the time, especially to his devotees, all the time. But the problem with Krishna is, unlike us, he doesn't come and tell us. Whereas you and I, when we do a little bit of help, we put it in the YouTube, we put it in the Facebook, I helped so-and-so, I did this one, because of me, he became a devotee, because of me, we just go right up everywhere, tell our own glories, how because of me, this person is so-and-so in this life now. I wish Krishna can do that one, but Krishna doesn't do that. Whatever it is, he doesn't do that. Krishna will not do that. Like this mother, Krishna also helps us in our life in so many ways that we cannot even imagine. Many people would have come in our life, not by themselves, to help us. Each one of you can think about how you been helped by others. You know, everyone has their own autobiography, or their own history, right? Everyone can think, how am I in my life? Who helped me in my life to be what I am today? Otherwise, what I would have been if this person has not come into my life. Seriously, if we start thinking about deeply, then we will get list of people. Amazing, starting from our childhood, from school days, from tuition, and that person and this person, our neighbors and uncle and aunt and brothers and sisters and teachers. The list grows. We cannot be what we are today with those list of people whom we have forgotten to thank. Hardly we think about any of those people. What to speak about any of those people who have passed in 10 years, 20 years, 30 years back. Even now, people who are living with us, among our devotees, within our family, we have forgotten our gratitude. Because of this person, my life is much better. My Krishna consciousness is growing. Or because of this person, I am eating happily today. Because of this person, I have this beautiful children, wonderful job, wonderful, whatever it may be. It's Krishna gives all these people in our life. These people did not come to our life automatically, accidentally. Yadarchaya. They did not come accidentally. They came by the will of Krishna, who was watching through the windows to make sure we are safe and happy in our life. Like the mother is watching through the windows, sending someone else. Krishna sends so many in our life. Even those who doesn't believe in Krishna, but like we saw in the previous Śloka, right? Those devatas also are sent by Krishna. Because I have faith on those devatas more than Krishna. And therefore, Krishna says, if you have faith in those devatas, well, I'll send you the supply that you wanted through this devata. Be happy. Krishna doesn't worry for recognition, unlike us. He doesn't. As long as you're happy, that's enough for him. That's good enough for him. Why he does that? Because he knows that every living entity is my property. Every living is my property. One day or the other, I must reclaim my property. Reclaim my property. One day or the other, I want to take my property back to my house, back to my home. The lost son have to come back home. He cannot loiter forever. One day or the other, we all have to written back to the spiritual world. The day may differ for each one of us, but there's no choice. There's no choice. We may always remind ourselves, therefore we must always remind ourselves that I belong to Krishna. I belong to Krishna. I only belong to Krishna. Madana, understand, I don't belong to you. You don't have control of me. Why? Because I belong to mukunda-pada-aravinda-dhāmni. He is situated in my heart. You get out of this. When we do this one, madana, the lust, kama will not enter into our heart. When the kama does not enter into our heart, the anger has no space there. Nothing it can do. When anger is gone, then we understand that it's not only the Lord is present in my heart, it is also present in my enemy's heart. It is also present in my beloved's heart. It is also present in all the objects that I see. In everything, the antaratma, the paramatma is present in everything. Therefore, there's no point for me to show anger on someone else. When we apply this principle, this is all again from Krishna's Bhagavad Gita, right? Krishna says all these things. And exactly what reflected in Kulashekara Alva's Śloka over here. When we apply this principle in our life, there won't be any fight or separations. Won't be any separation. The fact is we are having problem in relationship is that because we are forgetting the essence of our presence of God in our heart. When husband and wife applies this principle, they won't be fight. They won't, of course, do not take, I'm not giving a greenery picture that they won't be fight, they won't be misunderstanding, they won't be argument. That's not what I'm trying to say. Family life means, relationship means there will be frictions, there will be misunderstanding, there will be fighting, there will be arguments. This is going to exist in any relationship because we get closer and closer and closer. When we get closer, naturally, opportunity to get into these things will be there. It's unavoidable. We are not in the spiritual world. We are in the laukika. We are in this material world. Therefore, these are expected. The girl cannot wait to find, sometimes I see the girls are waiting to find a perfect match as her husband. Likewise, the boys are waiting to find a perfect wife so he can marry to that girl. So this is an illusion. Those who've been married for years, you all know that's the biggest illusion. It's just not going to happen. How much ever great lovers you are or we are, there is going to be misunderstanding. There is going to be fighting. There is going to be argument. There is going to be frictions. Somehow or the other, either caused by us or caused by people and relatives around us, friends around us. Usually friend doesn't do this one. The relatives around us causes these problems. It's going to be there. So it's not that I'm telling that it's going to be greenery when you come into the path of bhakti. Husband and wife is going to love each other and they're going to have no fight. It's not that. It's just illusion. It's not going to be true. Even in Krishna consciousness, families will have concerns and arguments and fights. Whether you're when there is fights and arguments among father and parents and children, within husband and wife, within brother and sister who are practicing Krishna consciousness, what to speak about those who are not practicing Krishna consciousness? Just imagine. It's going to be tough for them. But for those who are practicing Krishna consciousness, they should understand that yes, in relationship, there are going to be issues. It's given. That is how the configuration of this material world. It's been configured in such a way, there won't be anything smooth. It's going to be friction. It's going to be tough and rough road in everything. But what we learn is apply the Mukunda-Mālā 29 Śloka in our life, understanding that whenever the things happen, bring back this Śloka into our heart. Mukunda-pada-aravinda-dhāmni, manasi mukunda-pada-aravinda-dhāmni. My dear Lord Mukunda, you are situated in my heart. Situated in my heart. I know it's time 7:02. We still haven't gone to the second part of the Śloka of some nice stories. Those who want to carry on, because Bhagavatam is going to start very soon, those who want to drop and carry on, no offense, kindly go ahead and drop and take care of other activities that you need to do. But I won't be able to stop at this point of time and make a second part tomorrow. It's not going to flow well. So I would like to continue with your permission. Please feel free to drop as you like to drop. So therefore, the relationship that we have should be understood that this wife of mine belongs to Krishna. This husband of mine belongs to Krishna. The children of mine belong to Krishna. Krishna has given these people in my life as a gift. We don't see it, but Krishna has sent them in my life. So therefore, yes, fight will be there. Just pass through that fight. Because every day we are not going to do this one. Yes, fight will be there. We bring back our consciousness back at the lotus feet of Krishna and, hey, okay, sorry, I'm sorry I've done this. I shouldn't have done this. Prabhuji, whatever the name you call with your wife, the special secret names that you call your husband, whatever the name is, call out that name and tell, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have done it. What's going to happen? It's okay to do something like that. When we do this one, then believe that person's heart changes. It's something which is stopping us to say that one is only nothing but our ego. Our ego, why should I go and surrender to that person when mistake is not mine? But that is not a Vaishnava quality. Vaishnava quality is to take up, like Bharata in Ramayana. His name is Bharata because Bharam, he took the Bharam, he took the blames, doesn't even belong to him. He doesn't even own any of this mistake that happened in the whole Ramayana. But he took all the Bharam. It is because of me, Rama have to go to forest. Actually, it was not he. It was not his mistake at all, but he took himself. Therefore, his name is Bharata. His name is Bharat. Likewise, the Vaishnava quality is, yes, it's happened as at least between the family, husband, wife, and children, we just give way to win their heart. When we do this one, then imagine the relationship of husband and wife. Imagine the parent and children relationship. Imagine the daughter-in-law and mother-in-law relationship and son-in-law's relationship. Imagine any of the relations that we have is get better and better and better and better and better. Why? Because I am Brahman, Aham Brahmasmi, and she is also, or he is also Brahman. He is also Brahman. But this is not what I'm not talking about. Everyone is one. That's not the concept. Brahman means we are spiritual soul. We are part and parcel of Krishna. We are all part and parcel of Krishna. Therefore, we should start seeing things differently. When we realize the presence of Krishna within us, within everyone, by applying this particular sloka, this sloka is a practical sloka. If you apply this one and keep our own desire away and focus on one goal as we work together. That sometimes the temple work together and devotees work together, congregation and temple residents, they all work. But then you see there's always something or the other happening, unpleasing things or some misunderstanding. We have to understand, is it to satisfy me or is it satisfy Krishna? Am I getting into argument with the temple authority or this mentor, this counselor, or this devotee friend of mine and that person? Am I having a misunderstanding is due to my own karma, that desire that is not getting fulfilled, or it is serve Krishna? We have to start analyzing this one. If our goal, if our desires, a selfish desire are set aside, and if a desire is only to please Krishna, then you will see the unity among us. Everyone work together. Everyone will work together. And the agenda is not my agenda to please me, my senses, my mind. My agenda is to please, my only goal in my life is to please Krishna. When we have this idea, and the husband, wife, children, brothers, sisters, father, mother, mother-in-law, brother-in-law, son-in-law, everyone comes together, that place becomes Vaikunta. That place is real Vaikunta. Otherwise, it is Naraka. We will be thinking, why even I got into this mess of married life? Why even I got into this mess of married life? Therefore, what we have to do is understand and apply this one. But again, madana And actually, one point I just remember I want to tell is that we sometimes think that, well, this is all good to hear, but the desire is there always. That especially if you're married, there are some desires that we all have and we have to satisfy. What is all this thing you're telling that we should not have any things? Well, Dharma Shastra does not say that you should not have any relationship. Dharma Shastra is saying very clearly that have the relationship with the husband, have the relationship with your wife as per the dharma. When you follow the Dharma Shastra and have that particular, when you apply the relationship approved by the Dharma Shastra and have the union or relationship with husband and wife, then that person is called brahmachari. Brahmachari, even Grahastha life, brahmacharyam is there. If you follow the rules of Grahastha ashram, then that person who follows the rules of Dharma Shastra and leads his life are also meant to be brahmacharis. Those are not brahmacharis who doesn't follow the Grahastha Dharma as per the Dharma Shastra and does whatever they want, however they want, then they are fallen conditioned soul. That's the point. In fact, in the marriage time, they make chant many mantras, and one of the things that pani grahanam is an important aspect of marriage. Saptapati, pani grahanam, these are very important. If these things are not happened, actually as per the Vedic marriage is not taken place. It is not only a Mangal Sutra that you tie on around the girl's neck, that is marriage. More than that, important is pani grahanam and saptapati. Anyway, the point that I want to try to say is when the boy holds the hands of his wife, and he says that we are together, we are tied together. Why? For one purpose. Brahmaloka prapti. We work together, we be together, we overcome all the obstacles in our life. We if we get fight and arguments and any misunderstanding, we pass through that also, but we are not going to let this go. We may fight to the extreme, but I'm not going to let this hand go. And that's where the boy holds the girl's hand, and the girl also holds to the boy's hand tightly that, yes, I will stay with you the rest of my life. Whatever may come or go, in your happiest moment, in your saddest moment, in your difficult situation, or any situation that may have, I'm not going to let you down. I'll be there. These are the promises that we made. Unfortunately, the boys and girls who are getting married, they don't have any clue of what's being chanted over there, because no one to teach them, no one to explain them these things. No one understands anything. What they think is married life is to go out as soon as you get married, just enjoy life. But the point is that when you married, you made a plan with your wife, and wife made a plan with the husband. Brahmaloka prapti. We are got together to attain the Brahmalokam. Brahmalokam is not Brahma, Chaturmukha Brahma. Brahma. Brahma is different. Brahma is different. Brahma is absolute truth. That is Vaikuntham. So we can all attain the Sri Vaikuntham. And therefore, do not play with me. When Alvar said this one, at that point of time, we are going to the second half of the sloka. We'll try to move past now. Madana said, it's not easy to get me out. Don't you know the story of Yayati? Don't you know the story of Yayati? Yayati lived and enjoyed his life so much so, but even when we become so much older, he couldn't give up the desire of wanting to enjoy. So he went and asked his children to give their youth. No one was ready to give, except one boy who gave. Don't you remember all the stories? Well, I remember that story also, but I want you to remember this part, which is hara-nayana kṛśānunā smarasi cakra-parākramaṃ murārēḥ. Don't forget, I am not like Ayati. In my heart, my heart, Mukunda is there. Yes, I know that you already told that one. But you cannot think that you can take over me, because hara-nayana kṛśānunā. He says that like you got burnt. What happened in this story comes in Ramayana, in Bālakanda, where Vishwamitra is taking, I'll go a little fast now. When Vishwamitra is taking, we will finish very soon. Vishwamitra is taking Rama and Lakshmana from Ayodhya. He's walking towards, when he was walking towards, he goes to many places. There are many stories being narrated. One of the places they came is Kama-ashram. Kama-ashrama, when Rama sees this Kama-ashrama, he asks, what is this place? Can you please explain the story behind this place? I see many ascetics, many sages are doing tapasya here. Can you please explain? At that point of time, Vishwamitra tells the story of when Lord Shiva was present there along with Mother Parvati. Kamadeva, this is the madana, Cupid of desire, he came and tried to play fool with Lord Shiva. He tried to play fool with Shiva and try to release the arrow of desire into the heart of Lord Shiva. And when Lord Shiva saw this one, he became very angry. He burnt Kamadeva into ashes. The anga means body, ananga means without body. Therefore, this place is, therefore he became ananga. He became one without a body. This is explained in Balakanda, very beautiful story. And also that particular place, the providence is the Angadesha, a place called Angadesha. So now, later that story continues how the Kamadeva got the body back. But the main point is here that remember the Lord who is situated in my heart is not sitting or standing just like that. The Lord within my heart is not playing flutes. He's carrying the weapon. Chakraitam, Sudarshana Chakra. Do you know anything about Sudarshana Chakra? Pratipatastreni Bhishana, Varagunastoma Bhushana, Janibhayasthana Karana, Jagadavasthana Karana, Nikila Dushkarma Karshana, Nigamasuttarma Darshana, Jaya Jaya Sri Sudarshana, Jaya Jaya Sri Sudarshana. Do you know who's that? Sudarshan Chakra, who can uproot and kill and destroy anything and everything for just in a matter of second. He's carrying the weapon Sudarshana Chakra within my heart. That Sudarshana Chakra will protect me and burn you into ashes, addressless. You'll become addressless. Therefore, watch out, be careful. You remember also that Sudarshana Chakra is not an ordinary person, especially if you offend a devotee, he will get mad at you. And I am being a devotee whose my heart is filled with Krishna, Mukunda, and you're trying to disturb my consciousness. Therefore, Sudarshana Chakra will not leave you like how he did not leave Durvasa. Durvasa was trying to offend Ambarisha Maharaja. Therefore, Durvasa ran all over the places to get some help. No one opened their door because he was an offender of a devotee. No one dared to help him because he has offended Vishnu Bhakta. Therefore, no one is going to help you. Be careful. Do not play fool with me. Especially if you offend a devotee, Sudarshana Chakra will destroy you. We warn you. So having said this one, this is a beautiful prayer that we all also have to meditate upon this particular sloka. Madana parihara sthitiṃ madīyē manasi mukunda-pada-aravinda-dhāmni hara-nayana kṛśaḥ smarasi na cakra-parākramaṃ murārēḥ. Next sloka, after being said this one, therefore, just having the Lord in our heart is not enough. We got to make sure we chant his name, Narayana. We have seen in previous slokas also the importance of chanting Narayana Nama, but there is a slight variation between the previous sloka and the sloka that's coming up, the 30th sloka. Therefore, importance of what Narayana means. Let's see what the meaning of that in our next session. Thank you all very much. Hare Krishna. Arvar Tiruvadigalē Sharanam.
Thank you very much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.